That moment,
Hmm.
when unspoken desire finally becomes, well, actual touch. It's like a switch flips, isn't it?
It really is. That charge finally finds its ground.
So today, we're diving into a really vivid account of exactly that kind of moment. It's from a piece by Lena on Masala Buzz.
Ah, yes. Hotel room hookup. The one-night stand that left me weak and wanting more. Quite the title.
It really sets the scene. And the story itself, it takes us through this seemingly casual hookup that ramps up incredibly fast into something intensely physical.
And what's fascinating, I think, is the buildup she described. You know how it goes from swiping on an app, a bit of texting.
Right, to deciding, okay, let's meet for a drink.
And then boom, the intensity just skyrockets. It's a great look at how desire builds before people even properly touch.
Totally. So our mission, really, for this deep dive, using Lena's piece as our guide, is to sort of dissect that progression.
Especially focusing on how they got to that first kiss, right? The subtle stuff, the signals, attention.
Exactly. What made that first contact, as she puts it, so explosive?
Yeah, it's a chance to look at how attraction moves past just looking or talking and into that shared physical space and how that first touch happens.
What's really striking is how quick it seems. Like they skipped a few steps.
They really did seem to bypass a lot of the usual social rituals.
Okay, so let's start what she does. The initial attraction. Jake's profile. She sees him and it's immediate.
Yeah, she says, rugged, soft eyes, beard I wanted to sit on, honestly.
I mean, that's pretty direct.
It is. It tells you right away this isn't just mild interest. It's uh, a really strong physical pull.
A visceral thing.
Definitely. The kind of thing that makes everything happen faster.
And apparently fast enough that she didn't overthink meeting him. She writes, she just slipped into heels and a low-cut dress without a second thought.
See, that action itself is interesting. It's like she's already leaning into the anticipation.
Preparing for what she hopes might happen.
Kind of, yeah. It's showing her own intent, maybe even just to herself at that point. But she's owning the desire he sparked.
Then they get to the bar. She sets the scene, dimly lit, jazz humming softly.
Classic, right?
Very classic.
Yeah.
But the real focus isn't the setting, it's them.
Right. She clocks his vibe immediately. Tall and confident. His smile is slow and sure.
And her reaction is just as immediate.
I felt it down to my thighs. That's potent, even before they've really talked.
It really underlines that the attraction was already dialed way up before they even sat down. His presence just amplified it.
And they didn't waste time easing into it, apparently. No small talk.
No, straight to the electric eye contact and dirty glances that said everything without saying it.
That's pretty intense communication, just non-verbally.
It is. It's like they were on the same wavelength, communicating purely through, mutual attraction. Those glances are doing all the heavy lifting.
Signaling intent loud and clear.
Way more efficiently than asking about jobs or hobbies, probably. It suggests they're both comfortable being direct.
Then comes that first physical contact. He brushed his hand against mine.
Small gesture.
But huge significance in that context. Definitely. It's like testing the waters. An invitation.
And she responds.
I leaned in closer.
And there it is. Mutual confirmation. That unspoken thing starts becoming real, tangible.
From there, it feels like the momentum just takes over. Jake asks, pretty directly, want to come upstairs?
And her answer, no words needed.
Nope. She just stands up and leads the way. Action speaks louder. Right now.
Absolutely. It's clear consent, clear shared intention. They've built this understanding without needing a whole conversation about it. Seamless.
Which leads us to this really interesting in-between moment. The elevator.
Ah, yeah, she calls it foreplay.
10 floors of tension, heat building with every second. You can almost feel that contained energy in a small space.
Oh, yeah. Being confined like that, knowing what's about to happen, it just focuses everything. It amplifies the anticipation. It's that final threshold before privacy.
And then the door closes behind them in the room.
And bam, no pause.
She writes, he shut the door behind us and immediately pressed me against it. Just immediate action, like releasing a spring that's been wound tighter and tighter.
All that built-up tension just goes somewhere, straight into the physical.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a powerful move, being pressed against the door. Cuts through any potential awkwardness, any lingering uncertainty.
And this is really the core moment we wanted to explore, the start of the making out. His mouth was on mine, hungry, fast.
Not gentle, not tentative.
No, it's urgent, almost like a claiming.
That description, hungry, fast, it tells you everything about the intensity, the rawness of it. It's not just a kiss. It's like diving in head first. Reflects all that anticipation.
And it's not just the kiss. His hands are involved immediately,
Roamed everywhere, cupping my ass, sliding under my dress.
gripping like he already knew what I liked. That suggests a real confidence, doesn't it?
It really does, a boldness. It implies they're skipping the getting to know you phase of physical intimacy and jumping right in. Like there's already a shared understanding there.
And her reaction, I gasped into his mouth.
That little sound, that involuntary gasp, it says so much. Surprise, pleasure, the sheer intensity hitting her.
It's unfiltered, proof of the impact.
Yeah, it's a real physical response to how potent that first contact is. Shows how effective all that nonverbal buildup was.
And the physicality keeps escalating. He lifts her.
Lifted me up against the door, his strength catching me off guard.
So there's an element of surprise, maybe a little power dynamic shift happening there too?
Could be. It definitely adds another layer, makes it more dynamic. Literally elevating the situation, you know? Adds to the passion, the dominance maybe.
And even through their clothes, it gets more intense. My legs wrapped around his waist.
And he rubbed his hard cock against me through both our clothes, slow and rough.
That's incredibly intimate, even fully dressed. Really highlights the raw desire.
Oh, absolutely. That friction. It's pure physical need being expressed. A very direct signal of where this is going, blurring the line between wanting and having.
And then finally she uses words again. God, I need to feel you.
Breaking through the purely physical action for a moment.
Yeah, it's like an explicit confirmation of everything that just happened non-verbally. A verbal punctuation mark.
And it signals readiness, right?
Right.
A come cue to take things further, reinforcing that mutual drive that got them there in the first place.
So when we look back at that moment, the start of them making out against the door, it really was immediate and intense.
Absolutely. All that tension built up from the profile, the bar, the
Yeah.
elevator, it just combusted the second they were alone.
That hungry, fast kiss,
Yeah.
the hands everywhere, the gasp, being lifted.
Yeah.
It wasn't a slow exploration.
No, it was ignition, like you said. What's remarkable is how much was communicated before that moment.
Without much talking at all.
Exactly. The eye contact, the leaning in, the way she led him upstairs. They created this understanding where that first kiss wasn't tentative. It was just the next logical step,
Yeah.
an inevitable release.
It shows how powerful those nonverbal signals can be when two people are really tuned in.
Definitely. And that immediate, intense physicality right at the start, it really defined the terms of the encounter, didn't it?
Yeah, it set the expectation. This is about raw desire, immediate connection, no holding back.
It established the rules of engagement, so to speak, for the rest of their time together. Very physical, very direct.
Which brings us to a final thought for you listening. Think about those moments, maybe in romance, maybe elsewhere, where one single action, maybe even just a touch, just completely changed the energy in the room.
Yeah, what was it about that specific moment, that gesture, that look, that caused such a shift? What unspoken agreement was suddenly reached?
It's often in those moments, isn't it? That intense nonverbal communication, that immediate connection, that's where we learn a lot about our own desires and the dynamics playing out.
What kind of unspoken language were you fluent in at that moment? Something to think about.